Lucy, Anna, and Valentin make it back to the cabin and take cover. From outside, a shot is fired through the window and hits the couch. Valentin and Anna grab their guns and they tell Lucy to go. As Lucy flees, the door is kicked in and Anna and Valentin fire their guns. Anna and Valentin are taken captive and Victor is told it's clear for him to come in. Victor enters and tells his son, "Valentin, you're alive, but for how long?" Victor asks his associate if there is any sign of Lucy, but he says there isn't and there is an open window in the bedroom. Victor says no matter, he'll deal with her later. He orders Valentin to give him the Ice Princess necklace, the real one. Valentin says last he heard it was destroyed. Victor lashes out at Valentin for rejecting him, lying to him, and siding with his enemies. Victor says he even faked his own death, and he spent weeks mourning him. He seethes he should kill him right now, but he's giving him one more chance to step up as a Casadine and give him the necklace. Valentin again claims he doesn't have it, so Victor orders one of his men to break Anna's neck. Valentin caves and hands over the necklace. Victor says it devastates him that his son has turned on him, but fortunately, he's found a new heir apparent. He draws his gun and points it at Valentin, telling him his betrayal broke his heart, but shifts his aim and shoots Anna in the chest. Backstage at the nurses' ball, Brooklyn finds Link trying to smooth-talk Joss into considering making him her manager. Brooklyn bumps into Link and spills a glass of water all over him. She tells Link she's so sorry, and then informs Joss her mom is looking for her. Joss leaves and Link grabs Brooklyn and asks what that was. He says she is coming close to violating their agreement, but Brooklyn says she said nothing to her about him. He says he's going to track down Joss and departs. Mac tells Maxie and Bobby that they are both doing a great job. Maxie leaves to check on the upcoming acts, and Felicia can't believe Maxie is running the show. They flashed back to some of their old performances. Bobby's proud that they are continuing the tradition of the nurses' ball. Cody chats with Sasha and asks how things between her and Gladys are after the incident with the garage. Sasha tells him that Gladys had good reasons for what she did, and she sold it to give them closure. Gladys listens in, and Cody asks if she even knows who the new owner is. Sasha doesn't. Gladys soon interrupts before Cody can say any more. She tells him that Dante was asking for him. After Cody leaves, Gladys warns Sasha that she's heard things about Cody and that he's not a reliable character. Cody returns to Dante and Sam's table and asks why Dante needs to see him. Dante is confused, and he says Gladys said he was looking for him. Sam wonders why she'd say that. Portia joins Liz and Finn. She wants to talk to Trina, but she doesn't want to put a damper on her evening. Liz believes it will blow over in time. Jordan chats with Mac about Eileen, who died in a fall and didn't drown. She suggests they start by talking to Victor. Dion introduces the next act, Danielle Ponder, who sings her hit song, Someone Like You. Backstage, Carly meets Danielle and tells her how amazing she is. She asks how she managed to leave her law career and follow her dream. Danielle says she couldn't do both, and she couldn't drop her love for music, so she took a chance and trusted her instincts. Gladys continues to tell Sasha that Maxie told her Cody was seeing Britt, but she dumped him over some necklace. She would hate to see Cody take advantage of her for her money. Spencer picks an argument with Dex at the bar, thinking he isn't being paid to drink on the job. He tells Dex as an employee he should get to work protecting his uncle Sonny. Trina and Joss appear and overhear, and Trina asks Spencer what he is doing. Dex leaves and Trina asks Spencer how he could talk to Dex that way. She hates when he acts like an ugly, entitled jerk and lauds his privilege around. She thought he was done with that, but she guesses she was wrong about him. Trina storms off, and Joss tells Spencer since he's returned he's brought nothing but misery to all of them. She suggests he do them all a favor and go back to Europe. Backstage, Sonny tells Bobby that he wants to start a nurses' scholarship program in Epiphany's name, so he wants to up his donation to the ball in Stone's name. Bobby says she will never be okay with how he treated Carly, but she can't deny Sonny has his moments, and Stone would be proud of him. Back in the ballroom, Dex finds Cody and tells him it's time. Meanwhile, Finn takes to the stage and introduces the next act, his brother Chase and Blaze. After Blaze and Chase perform, Link gets on stage and takes Blaze's hand and introduces his latest talent. Suddenly, Brooklyn rushes to the stage and tells him to get his hands off her and calls him a disgusting creep. Brooklyn announces this man deserves none of the credit for Blaze and exposes him as a lech who stole her songs, held her career hostage, and forced her to sleep with him. She calls him a sexual predator. Link rebuttals that these are lies and nobody will back her up. He calls Brooklyn a has-been, who is making up stories about him out of desperation. Blaze cries she's not a liar, and Link is a predator and has been holding her career hostage. She cries everything Brooklyn said about him is true. Chase tells Link to get off the stage, but he reminds Chase he's not a cop. Dante says he is and ejects Link for being a public disturbance. By the bar, Ambrose, Victor's man, tells Spencer that his uncle will be in contact soon, and he needs to do what he's instructed by his uncle. Spencer returns to his uncle Sonny's table. Nina takes the stage to introduce Georgie, James, and their grandmother as the next act. Georgie and James perform a magic show with Obrecht as their assistant. After several tricks, they end by making Obrecht disappear with the disappearing cabinet trick. When they try and bring her back, she doesn't return. Backstage, Glady sneaks around and hears Cody and Dex talking about their upcoming performance. She sneaks into the dressing room, finds Cody's tux on the rack, and plants her bracelet in it. A familiar face to General Hospital fans graced the chair across from Maurice Bernard on his video podcast, State of Mind, this week as actress Bonnie Burrows joined him for some frank discussion on the many shades of mental health. Bonnie Burrows, known to GH fans as Sonny Corinthos's troublemaking cousin, Gladys Corbin, became the latest cast member to contribute to his YouTube show. After a warm welcome from Bernard, the two quickly dove into her background, starting with her journey from the suburbs of Georgia to the streets of Hollywood. The veteran actress spoke about how acting offered her a safe refuge. I was one of those super shy, introverted in school, with very few friends, so the drama club was my outlet in high school. I didn't get asked to the prom, and in that place, and that time in the South, the boys had to ask you. I think I went on one date in high school. The fear of floundering socially had Burrows questioning going to the University of Georgia. It was her mother who came up with a solution. My mom said, "There's a regional audition for a drama school in New York." The idea seemed like a welcome respite from attending college. We could go to Tennessee and we could go to the audition if you want to. And I thought, okay. And I did that, and I got into the Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. Small roles on Primetime's Houston Nights and the daytime serial One Life to Live led to a move to Hollywood in 1988. Shortly after, the budding actress landed a lead role as Steven Seagal's wife in the 1990s action thriller, Hard to Kill. So I go in to audition. She began as she recounted how the audition played out. This was 1989 at Warner Brothers, and the director was in the room, and Steven Seagal was in the room. You know he is a big guy, like 6'5". I went to shake his hand and said, "Oh, big hand." And he said, "Well, you know what they say." I said, "Oh, big hand, big glove," and he burst out laughing. I think that is why I got the job. She was thrilled at what appeared to be her big break. I played his wife. I got killed in the first few minutes of the movie. We were in a love scene. I think he had done one other movie at the time, and it was like a B movie, kind of a sleeper hit, and this one was still a B movie but with a little more budget. Burrows wanted to share her news. I called my mother and said, "I'm going to be in the movies." It was a big deal. But, like many women before her, she found herself in a very uncomfortable position. "So we are doing this love scene," she began, as she described the incident. "We are both dressed, but he is more dressed than I am. But in between takes, the blocking, and there were no intimacy coordinators back then, so the blocking was that I was on top of him, and then I would slide off of him because they would come in and shoot me, and I would have to reset and climb back on top of him. He was like helping me, finger quotes, get on top of him." The anger still lingered beneath the surface after all these years. I didn't need help to get repositioned. It was such bullsh asterisk, and again, I don't mind talking about it now because it is important, and because everybody knows how he is. I was definitely sexually harassed, Burrows revealed to Bernard. I mean straight up harassed, but I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to jeopardize the job. I wasn't raped, but it was unambiguously inappropriate treatment, that I kept my mouth shut about. I think everybody did back then. Both agreed it was a common occurrence back then, although more women are breaking the silence today.